All right, you guys, so we just recorded the cat eye, how to do the cat eye eyeliner with my sponge liquid liner. And now we're gonna move into doing my brows and how I do my brows and what I use. So I was turned on to this by a few friends. Anastasia Dip Brow is what I use. Anastasia Beverly Hills. You can get it at Nordstrom is where I've picked it up. I'm sure other department stores carry it. But anywho, and then to apply it, I use my MAC. Again, I've lost all the numbers. I've had these forever. I think it's no, it's not 153. It's a really tiny angled brush. Like, oh my gosh, the size is smaller than my pinky. So just a really tiny angled brush is good. And it's a cream based makeup. I'm very light-handed with it because it goes on super intense. So just like with my liners where I stuck to balancing out the tails first, what I do with my eyebrows is I start in the inside corners here and I balance out like this shape of right here. So with eyebrows, here's the thing that I learned in beauty school. The proper shape of an eyebrow is the inside should be here with your, the inside corner of your eye is where it should be even with on both sides, okay? And then at a 45-degree angle from that corner is where your arch should hit. So here is where it should start. Then your arch should be just about here. And then just below that is where your eyebrow should end. So I start with the inside. Again, I'm light-handed and you'll see how intense it actually goes on. And I try naturally, I kind of tilt my head while I'm doing my makeup. So I've made a conscious effort to keep it straight. If I do that while I'm starting it, then I have a good starting point to not have crooked eyebrows. So obviously I don't have any, so what I draw on is what I have. So if I draw them on crooked, I'm kind of screwed. So, all right, go ahead. So again, I'm using the corner of my eye here as my guide. I'm gonna start where I like the base of my eyebrow and I'm gonna lightly brush on my first hair strand. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next side and do the same thing on this side. And I'm not gonna move forward into shaping my brows until I have these guys right. So here's where I have to keep because normally I'm like this to just kind of, but then when I do that, I tend to give this one a little bit more angle than I should. So I've been really working on keeping my head nice and straight. Again, using that inside corner as my guide. And then at this point, I'm matching to where I started this guy here. Very light-handed, and it doesn't have to be the same exact length because we go through and we actually reshape. Okay, so there is the start. That looks so silly. Now from there, we're going to start in that same corner and we're going to create a little fan, like a little, those eyelash clusters. It's gonna kind of look like that, okay? And we're going to do that on both sides before we move into our arch. So very lightly starting in that corner. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be really close to the bottom line of our brow. So you can see it looks like a little fan. Okay, so all of these little hair strands started from that same point on my eye. Okay, once I've got that, I'm gonna move into the other side. Once I know that I've got a good basic shape, again, don't worry about being a perfectionist. If you do that and you over stress about it, then that's when things tend to get really hairy. No pun intended. And again, I raise my eyebrows to tighten up my skin and create that very light-handed, feathering out from that point. Okay. There we go. So I can see this side needs a little bit more length to balance out with the height of the other side, but not much. Again, be careful with the back and forth game, okay? So from there, I'm going to start my bottom line. This is going to be it's going to start to create my shape. This is going to be the outer side of my brow. Sometimes I do thinner and sometimes I play with thicker. It depends on the day, the look, where I'm going, what I'm doing. For a day-to-day look, I do like a little bit of thickness, but not too dramatic. Because it is a heavier makeup on my face and it does look less natural. I don't want it to be big like Oscar brows. So from there, same point, again, everything is from that inner point. I'm gonna go just below that last line, okay? I've got my shape and now I'm gonna drag it out, up and arch, okay? So again, that's the bottom half of my eyebrow. This is not my arch. Remember I talked about your arch needing to be here. So you see that's where it's gonna be basically, but I'm gonna create a little bit more height right here. So I'm going from here to here. Very little difference, but my top is going to be the, I'm like outlining the brow right now. So now I'm gonna go and I'm not even gonna start from anywhere. I'm just gonna go about a 1/4 inch past that last little hair stroke. Very lightly, get my shape and then drag nice and tight and connect into that corner there. Okay, so you can see I have like that blank space. I just lightly go in and I brush that. I like my brows to have, I like them to look like thinner in here and then move into a thicker color, because if you look at natural brows, they are like that. So, and then here, I keep my brush. I've unloaded the most of my makeup here. Correct any lines. And then I just kind of blend these lightly with my brush and connect into that thicker spot there of my arch. Okay, so there's my first brow. Now I'm going to go over here and do the same thing. Again, starting at, we're creating the bottom part of our brow from that same corner. And at this point, you can follow your brow bone. For me, I have higher brow bones, so I get a higher arch. If you have a lower brow bone, it would look unnatural if you go too high over your brow bone, especially if you're going for a daily look. So be careful with not going too high up with the arch. If it's more of a dramatic look for the evening, then you can play around with it. But I highly suggest during the day just following your brow bone and going up and onto your brow bone. Connecting back into that corner. Okay. Unload and blend. On this side, I'm getting a little bit too much point just from working that corner a little bit. So I'm going to go in and kind of push that makeup out just enough to create a little less point. And there we go, you have my brows. So I can see a little bit, this arch is a little bit higher. I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm happy with the overall look. Again, people are not up in my face like, oh my gosh, you've got like an 1/8 of an inch difference. If I were a makeup artist and doing someone else's makeup, maybe I would be a little bit more detailed about it. But it's my own, it's daily, it's simple, and I'm going to the gym and I'm running errands. So it's just a matter of having eyebrows on rather than not having eyebrows on, because I don't like that. So that's it. That's my eyebrows. I hope you liked it. I hope that really helped. Eyebrows I've been doing forever. I have never had them. Well, I had them in high school and I went through the phase of, I have tweezed the crap out of them. I have shaved them off at one point. Just everything I could do to ruin my eyebrows, I did. So I honestly don't remember what my real full eyebrow looked like, and at this point they don't ever grow back. So I know those things helped me. That was taught to me. That hair stroke technique was taught to me by a friend who does makeup, and it has helped tremendously as far as them looking more natural. And until I can find someone to tattoo them in that same way, I won't be tattooing them, and I will be drawing them on. So I hope you liked it. If you did, like below and subscribe to my channel. Again, I will be continuing with beauty videos, workout videos, and probably some just vlogs about life as a mom, fit mom, whatever. So again, I'm not shy. Anything you guys want to see, if I can speak on the issue or talk about it, then feel free to email me or comment, and I will get to you guys on that, okay? Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later.